I extend a warm welcome to you all in TYBSc Mathematics in our proud college BP Baria Science Institute Navsari. Myself Kirsipi Tamboli, Associate Professor and Head Department of Mathematics. First of all, today we shall study Mathematics paper MTH 501 Group Theory. MTH 501 Group Theory. The first reference book for this paper is Topics in Algebra by I.N. Herstein. You all might have referred to basic concept about equivalence relation, group and subgroup as we had studied in SY BSc semester 4 in MTH 403 Introduction to Abstract Algebra. First of all, I will define the first definition, the congruence relation in group. Let H be a subgroup of a group G and A comma B belong to G. We define a relation okay. A is congruent to B modulo H if and only if A B inverse belongs to H. Firstly, we shall show that the relation as defined above is an equivalence relation on a group G. That is, we have to prove that this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So first of all, reflexivity. A is congruent to A mod H. Let A in G be arbitrary. Since H is a subgroup of G, E belongs to H, and we write we may write E as A inverse. Therefore, A inverse belongs to H as E is the member of the subgroup H. Therefore, by definition of the relation 3 modulo H, A is congruent to A modulo H for every A belongs to G. Thus, the relation is reflexive. Welcome to our next second session of MTH 501. In previous session, we had defined the definition of the congruence relation modulo H in a group. This one we shall prove in the following lemma that it is an equivalence relation on a group G. That is, we shall prove that the relation as defined in star as is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Firstly, we prove that it is reflexive. So reflexivity, let H be a subgroup of a group G and A, B, C in G be arbitrary. Reflexivity, A is congruent to A modulo H for every A in G. So let A in G be arbitrary. Since H is a subgroup of a group G, we know that the identity element lying in every subgroup of a group G, therefore E will lying in H. And we know that A inverse is equal to E for every member A in a group G. Therefore, E belongs to H implies A dot A inverse belongs to H. Thus, A inverse belongs to H implies that by definition of congruence relation modulo H in star, A is congruent to A modulo H for every A belongs to G. Therefore, the relation congruence relation modulo H in group defines a reflexive relation. Next, to show that congruence relation modulo N is symmetric. That is, A is congruent to B modulo H implies B will congruent to A modulo H. Since A is congruent to B modulo H, we can have A dot B inverse belongs to H by definition of congruence relation modulo H. Since H is a subgroup, we know that inverse of each element also lying in H. Therefore, inverse of these element means A, B inverse also lying in H. And in the group theory, we know that whenever XY inverse, then we have y inverse x inverse. Xy whole inverse equal to y inverse x inverse. Therefore, y is b inverse of b inverse, and then inverse of A must belong to H, because H is a subgroup of G and G is group. And we also know in the group theory that inverse of inverse is itself. Therefore, B inverse will be B and A inverse H. Therefore, by definition of congruence relation modulo H, we can have B is congruent to A mod H, because X congruent Y mod H if and only if X dot Y inverse belongs to H. Okay, so we have started with A is congruent to B modulo H implies finally B is congruent to A modulo H. Therefore, our relation congruence relation modulo H is symmetric. So symmetry is established. Now finally we shall establish the transitivity. So we have to assume A is congruent to B modulo H and B is congruent to C modulo H. Therefore, by definition, we can have A dot B inverse belongs to H and B dot C inverse belongs to H. Now, since H is a subgroup, we know that whenever X, Y belong to H implies X dot Y belongs to H, closure property in subgroup. So, we consider these as X, these as Y. So, we can have X means AB inverse, Y means B dot C inverse, product of them will be the member of subgroup. Then applying the associativity, we can have associativity in group, because A, B, C are the members of the group G. Therefore, this product is written as A B inverse B dot C inverse belongs to H, and B inverse B is equal to E, because we know that every element in group has unique inverse and their product is the identity element. Therefore, A dot E C inverse belongs to H, that is A dot C inverse belongs to H. Therefore, by definition, we can have A is congruent to C modulo H, because the relation congruence relation modulo H is defined as X is congruent to Y mod H if and only if X dot Y inverse belongs to H. Thus, we have assumed that A is congruent to B modulo H and B is congruent to C modulo H implies A is congruent to C modulo H. Means this relation congruence relation modulo H as defined in star defines transitive. Hence, by reflexivity, symmetricity and transitivity, we conclude to say that the relation as defined in star in the beginning, this defines an equivalence relation on the group G. Thank you. Our third session of MTH 501 group theory. We have discussed the definition of congruence relation in group as X is congruent to Y modulo H if and only if X Y inverse belongs to H, where H is a subgroup of a group G and XY are the members of G. The relation congruence modulo H is an equivalence relation on G. The congruence relation modulo N on set of integers is defined as X is congruent to Y modulo N if and only if N divides X minus Y, where XY are integers and N is a fixed positive integer. This definition was in SYBSC 403 paper. Now remarks. The first remark. In first remark we shall understand that this congruence relation in group and the congruence relation in integers are equivalent in special case. So consider G is equal to Z, the group of all integers under addition, and n be any fixed positive integer. Consider H as Hn is equal to set of all multiples of n as in this set of G. This H is a subgroup of this group G of all integers. Then A is congruent to B modulo Hn implies A dot B inverse belongs to Hn. Here B inverse is the inverse of B in group G, but here G is additive group, that is group under addition, so B inverse will be minus B, which is why these will imply A minus B belongs to Hn. Hn consisting of all multiples of n, that is A minus B is equal to nk for some integer k, which implies n is a factor, which is why n is a divisor of A minus B by divisibility theory. And we know the congruence relation in integers in number theory as A is congruent to B modulo n. We may also go reverse direction, so this will implies this. A is congruent to B modulo n implies n divides A minus B, that is A minus B is a multiple of n, that is A minus B is equal to nk. A minus B is a multiple of nk, therefore it will be the member of Hn, that is A minus B belongs to Hn. Minus B means B inverse, A dot B inverse belongs to Hn. Then by definition of congruence relation in group, we may have A is congruent to B modulo Hn. So we may say that this implies this and this implies this. So ultimately these two definition of congruence relation modulo are equivalent to each other in particular case whenever Hn is a subgroup of a group G. A is congruent to B modulo Hn if and only if A is congruent to B mod n. Second remark, we know the concept of congruence relation in integers. X is congruent to A modulo n. In particular, if we consider 5 is congruent to 1 modulo 2. If we consider n is 2, x is 5 and A is 1. 5 is congruent to 1 modulo 2. So we may say here 1 is a residue of 5 modulo 2. So I write here, I already written here, if x is congruent to A modulo n, then A is said to be a residue of x modulo n. मतलब के जे इंटीजर ने कॉन्ग्रुएंट थतो जे इंटीजर होय ते इंटीजर ए x नो रेसिड्यू कहेवाय मोड्युलो n. मोरओवर जो आ जे इंटीजर छे ए कोई भी होई शके, पण जो ए 0 થી n माइनस सुधीनो होय, that is 0 less than equal to A less than equal to n minus 1, then A is called the least non-negative residue of n modulo n. Ultimately x ने આપણે n વડે ડિવાઇડ કરીએ અને જે રિમાઇન્ડર આવે તે 0 થી n-1 હોવાનો, એટલે આપણે એ સંજોગમાં 0 ≤ a n-1 હોય તો આ એ છે એને ધ લીસ્ટ નોન નેગેટિવ રેસિડ્યુ મોડ્યુલો ઓફ એક્સ મોડ્યુલો n કહેવાય. હવે ફોર ફિક્સ રેસિડ્યુ એ, એટલે અહીંયા એ ફિક્સ્ડ હોય. આપણે એવું જાણીએ છીએ કે x ઇઝ કોંગ્રન્ટ ટુ a મોડ્યુલો n હોય તો a ઇઝ કોંગ્રન્ટ ટુ x મોડ્યુલો n લખી શકીએ, કેમ કે આ કોંગ્રન્સ રિલેશન ઇન ઇન્ટીજર્સ છે મોડ્યુલો n છે એ સિમેટ્રિક છે. x ઇઝ કોંગ્રન્ટ ટુ a મોડ્યુલો n હોય તો આપણે a ઇઝ કોંગ્રન્ટ ટુ x મોડ્યુલો n બી કહી શકીએ. એટલે આ જો ફિક્સ એ રેસિડ્યુ લઈએ તો સેટ ઓફ ઓલ ઇન્ટીજર્સ x which are congruent to a modulo n is called the class of residues modulo n, or the residue class of a modulo n, or the congruence class of a modulo n. આપણે લાસ્ટ યરમાં કોંગ્રન્સ ક્લાસ ઓફ પર્ટિક્યુલર ઇન્ટીજર જ્યારે આપણને n આપેલો હોય તો કોંગ્રન્સ ક્લાસ ઓફ એ આપણે આવી રીતે જાણતા હતા. કોંગ્રન્સ ક્લાસ ઓફ એને આપણે સ્ક્વેર બ્રેકેટ એમાં ઇન્ડિકેટ કરીએ છીએ ઇઝ ઇક્વલ ટુ એક્સ એવા ઇન્ટીજર્સ કે જે એને કોંગ્રન્ટ મોડ્યુલો n થાય. આ જે આપણો કોંગ્રન્સ ક્લાસ ઓફ એ આપણે ઓળખતા હતા એને બીજા બે નામથી પણ ઓળખી શકાય છે. કયા નામથી? તેને ક્લાસ ઓફ રેસિડ્યુસ. રેસિડ્યુસ એટલે શું કે એ એક્સને કોંગ્રન્ટ થતો હોય તો એક્સ રેસિડ્યુ કહેવાય. એટલે એને જેટલા બી ઇન્ટીજર્સ કોંગ્રન્ટ થવાના મોડ્યુલો n તેને રેસિડ્યુસ કહેવાય. એટલે ક્લાસ મીન્સ સેટ ઓફ ઓલ રેસિડ્યુસ. એને રેસિડ્યુ ક્લાસ ઓફ એ મોડ્યુલો n પણ કહી શકાય છે. હવે ફાઇનલ પેરેગ્રાફ આપણે જોઈશું. The important influence that an equivalence relation on a set has to break it up and partition into nice disjoint pieces called the equivalence classes. એ આપણે ઓલરેડી જાણીએ છીએ, પણ પછી એને જ્યારે એનો વખત આવશે ત્યારે આપણે સમજીશું. થેન્ક યુ.